I start this webinar with one Kabir ka doha. It's a beautiful doha. Man ke haare haar hai, man ke jeete jeet. Kahe Kabir hari paiye, man hi ki pratit. So Kabir is saying ki the way you will mold your mind, the way you will put the thoughts in your mind, it will work accordingly. If you are trying to achieve something and if you decide only ki main kaise kar sakta hu, how can I do this? How will I achieve it? You will probably face a lot of problems. So how are you communicating through your mind? What are you feeding to your mind determines what are you going to achieve in your life. And the clinical hypnotherapy is all the work of the mind. So let's begin. Hypnosis. Hypnosis word has so much of fear all around us. Nothing right or wrong. There are so many experiences where the money has been stolen, gold has been stolen, abuse has been used by hypnotizing. So there is a fear. At the same time, one can also say that hypnosis can result into some fun activity, like how we see in the magic show. The magician asks someone to come on the stage and he does something, and then suddenly the invitee, the participant who is with the magician, he starts or she starts behaving like that. However, currently the hypnotherapy, the fact is it's a professional modality which has a back of science. And as per American Health Magazine, the study shows that the psychoanalysis, if we apply, there is a 38% recovery of after 600 sessions. Behavior therapy, 72% recovery after 22 sessions. However, hypnotherapy shows 93% recovery after just 6 sessions. This is a proven research. So then what is this clinical hypnotherapy all about? And why it is taking so much of backseat? So, little bit background that clinical hypnotherapy was existing in the year 1800 as well. There is a record that doctors at that time, Dr. Elitson, he has done around 1800 surgeries by using the hypnotherapy in the by for the pain relief. Even during the anesthesia, it was the not chemicals used for the anesthesia, but the hypnosis was used. So there is a beautiful history behind the hypnosis. Over a period of time, because of the industrial revolution, people with logical mind start, either the percentage of people with the logical mind has increased. And hypnosis will work only when people start believing on their mind and giving little bit control to the therapist. So hypnotherapy works on the willing people, and the hypnotherapist uses that willingness of the client to do the work. With this background, let's go further. What was hypnosis, or what is hypnosis, which we usually, the normal term is hypnosis, usually termed as a, a technique to control others' mind without permission. This is actually called the Eastern way of hypnosis. The objective is to do the wrong with the people, with the situation, for the benefit of self, mostly associated with the fear and the abuse. So hypnosis has this background, which we call it as a Eastern hypnosis. However, clinical hypnotherapists work with, do I have permission to work with you? With this question, and once the answer says yes, then the clinical hypnotherapist start working with the client. Now, during the clinical hypnotherapy, it is, again, I would say that it is usually the assumption is, okay, clinical hypnotherapy is all about the relaxation, putting the suggestion into the subconscious mind, but it is beyond. It is one of the proven modality for resolving the behavioral issues other than relaxation. It is just not the self hypnosis, it is just not the relaxation, it has more towards it. And that more towards it, we call it as an integrated clinical hypnotherapy. Now, we all are aware of, and if you are not, let me just give a brief about it. We feel that we have only one physical body. But no, around us, there are other bodies as well. Above us, there is an energy body. We all call it as aura. Above that, there is an emotional body, and then there is a thought body. There is one more body which we don't want to touch right now. Integrated clinical hypnotherapy uses all the bodies: the thought body, emotion body, energy body, and the physical body. How does it works? So if a person comes with an issue, therapist can go to that core issue either through his thought, either through the emotion, either through the aura, or through the physical body. There are four gateways to go to the core issue. I will give you one example. A 8-year-old student sitting in the class, the maths teacher is teaching. The student gets some noise and the student just look back. When he looks back, the teacher didn't like it. Teacher comes and give a tight slap. Now, for an 8-year-old child, this may result into the trauma. The reason is the definition of trauma is different for every person. If 8-year-old child has never got any slap in his current life, from his parents, from his relatives, from his neighbors, for this child, the slap from the teacher when he is not aware of what's going on and why he is getting the slap can result into a trauma. And at that point of time, three things can happen, or rather, three things happen. The first thing is the emotion. The child may feel shock, the child may feel ashamed, the child may feel very sad. Why in the entire class I got the slap? The second thing, the child conclude, I'm not good. Nobody else got a slap. Probably I'm not good. Something I have done wrong. This teacher is not good. And the third thing, a child takes a decision. I will be quiet in the maths class. These three things happens. And if we connect with any of our incident where we feel some hurt or a pain, just go back, take this as a homework and just think, do you conclude, do you feel, and do you decide something? Now the mind works in such a way that mind now calls one more incident to confirm that is my decision and conclusion is right. And now the child is sitting with the father and father is very good with the maths and child is with the father asks something, but the mind has decided I will keep quiet with the maths or maths teacher. Now for the mind, it's a teacher. The father is also teacher. And the child don't say anything. And the father give one more slap because father is already tired, frustrated with the office work. Now the mind says, yes, this is right. And the mind will invite one more incident where to again confirm is my decision, is my conclusion is right. And at the third incident, the mind accept that I am not good enough and maths is not good. Unfortunately, from that time onwards, there is a association that I cannot do anything with the numbers. So this is the way the mind will start concluding, confirming, accepting, which is going to become the belief. And this belief becomes or rather, this belief will rule the life of this child. So when we work in the clinical hypnotherapy, we go through all the bodies. When the thought was originated, what was the emotion got generated, how it has impacted in the energy body, and how it is impacting the physical body. So thought creates emotion. If the emotion is positive, it increases the energy. If the emotion is negative, it depletes the energy. And when the energy keeps on decreasing, it creates dis-ease in the body, discomfort in the body. And so for the clinical hypnotherapy, any disease has the original thought. And so integrated clinical hypnotherapy works with the four bodies. At times, if a client comes, we can go. Again, I will just give a brief about it. In our energy body, we have 7 chakras. Every chakra has a primary function. So if there is a pain or sadness, if we feel with the client, we will start directly working through the heart chakra. If there is a thyroid issue, there is a definitely problem with the throat chakra and the heart chakra. So what happens is in the clinical hypnotherapy, we will work with the mind, we will work with the energy body, we will start giving the affirmation to work on the throat chakra, to work on the heart chakra. So this become the process, and that is why this is called the integrated clinical hypnotherapy, and it start giving the result because at a time we are working on all the four bodies of a human being. Now moving to the very interesting topic, and where, like, a lot of people call me and say that can I just do past life regression? I want to experience, does this really exist? um, can I just see, feel, will I able to? So before touching this topic, let me just give a brief about our mind is divided into two parts. The first is the conscious mind, the logical mind, which we are actually working with, which is just the 5% of the life, but it controls us. This is the 5% of the life. This is the mind where we are doing logical thinking, decision making, and controls and planning. And I'm sure right now, when I'm talking, or I rather just few minutes back, when I've given this experience or shared the experience or the example of this student, I'm sure a lot of you might have regressed back and might have thought, okay, what Swati is saying is yes, no, what it is. Right now, your logical mind is actually analyzing every word of mine. There is nothing right or wrong. This is the way the logical mind works, which is just 8 to 10%. Our subconscious mind and unconscious mind is 82 to 90%. Here is our all habits, beliefs, experiences, the larger long-term memory. This is the mind which controls our respiratory system, digestive system, our nervous system. Do you think and breathe? When I'm talking, I have a habit of doing a lot of hand movements, but I don't do it. It's automatically happens. Do I control it? No, it's happened naturally. Who is doing it? It's my subconscious mind, because this is the way I I have programmed probably, or rather it is naturally coming to me. So subconscious mind, which is controlling our mind, which is 82 to 90%, where is this mind and how much we are aware of it? What all the things we have stored in it? So I had one client who had come with the issue of there is an allergy of the Cadbury. When he eats Cadbury, there is a something happens, some swelling and reddish comes on his lips. And when we started doing his therapy, we regressed him. And then when I regressed him, the experience came when he was 10-year-old, and younger so his younger brother was, I think, 6 7 year old, and mother was giving the chocolate. And we all know that today we have a luxury of eating complete Cadbury's slab. That, but in those time, mother used to give the pieces, and mother gave him a small piece than the younger brother. And when he asked mother that I got less, the mother said, "You are elder now. It's okay. He likes it." Mother didn't realize what she is doing, how she is communicating. So, though the Cadbury has a one chemical which generates the endorphin and which gives the joy, for this particular child, this created a pain and it has resulted into the toxic generation in his body. And this, the next time, whenever he started eating the Cadbury, the association happened with mom said that it's okay. And the Cadbury, though it has started resulting into the generation of the toxic chemical. And once we hear that, the way we do it in our sessions, the very next day he called me and he said, "Ma'am, I'm able to eat chocolate. And there is nothing is happening now." The how is the association gets developed, what is the experience, what is the emotion, and what is the logic. So the logic what he had developed, that Cadbury, whenever I eat Cadbury, association is resulting into the pain because mom has not listened to me. And like this, there are so many, like, experiences which we might have gone through. Everything is stored into the subconscious mind. Everything. The research says from the fourth day of the fourth month, since we are in the mother's womb, everything gets stored into the subconscious mind. And then we start operating out of subconscious mind because it's a automatic process. Now, how it is related to the question which I have put is the clinical hypnotherapy and past life regression is same. See, clinical hypnotherapy can be used for relaxation, just for increasing the concentration, performance. But the one of the tool or the technique to do the clinical hypnotherapy is to access the subconscious mind, because the function of subconscious mind is the automatic, auto programming. And so when the therapist accesses subconscious mind of the willful clients, anything can open. Anything. So, is the past life regression will happen? I don't know. If the your mind is ready, it may happen. Is it true? I would say that if the 5-year-old child in the reality show can sing, can dance, can play beautifully instrument, can Mugdha Vaishampayan, who is our little champ, can sing at such a beautifully at such a younger age, from where this gift has come? And even though if someone is saying that, have I really saw it? Like, clients see and मैंने ऐसे देखा था क्या? ऐसा हुआ है? The only answer is, after looking at that picture, whatever you imagine, or if you feel you are imagine, if your problem is getting resolved, it means it works. It means it's true. When you watch any film, any movie, what happens at the end of the movie? Either there is a fun entertainment, or there is a lesson, or there is some learning, or you just say, it's okay, I didn't like it. But something may hit you, something may you like it, something, some particular scene just stay with you. Exactly. In the past life regression, anything can happen. Anything means whatever, for what issue you are working. It's we don't we don't directly go into the past life. However, if the past life comes, we resolve it, we heal it, and we ask the people, the client, what was the learning out of it? So, since hypnosis gives access to the subconscious mind, and at what depth the hypnosis has gone, basis that past life regression can happen. This happens basis the intelligence of your mind. Are you ready for the another shift in your life? Are you ready for why I'm facing this, why I feel this, when you start questioning, probably now, even the question, see, there is a beautiful statement, a thought doesn't come alone. The thought comes from the planet of possibilities, and thought comes with a chain of thoughts. So once you start having the question that, why do I see this pattern? Automatically, your mind will drive you towards that path where you start seeking the answer. And that is where, if the answer lies in the subconscious mind, and if you opt for going to the clinical hypnotherapy and figure out, okay, is there anything in my mind, it will open. It's the skill of the clinical hypnotherapist, what will surface, how the questions are asked. Clinical hypnotherapist is the facilitator who is just sitting next to the client. You do the therapy on yourself. You get the answers. You control your mind. Clinical hypnotherapist is the facilitator who is qualified enough, trained enough to handle anything which is surfacing. Now, anything means what? Anything means what has happened. I will again give the same, I will connect to the same example. Father is getting angry on the child. Teacher is getting angry on the child. There is a sexual abuse in the lift. There is a trauma because of the accidents and rapes. Everything is stored into the subconscious mind. And when anything happens, it means on the chair, the client's body starts speaking. The client, if there is a trauma associated with particular issue, the client's body start trembling. So there is again a beautiful sentence, body is Shiva and mind is Krishna. Krishna leela karta rehta hai, but body talks. Even if you don't say anything, the therapist keeps observing from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, how is your body communicating? I had a client, everything was fine, and suddenly his one in the left hand's index finger started paining. And through that pain, we went inside and we figure out what is the issue. So the experiences which is stored in this current life, and definitely everything which is stored in the lives which since the time you have come on the planet Earth, because our cell has the DNA and DNA stores every experience along with the emotions in your cellular memories. So when you come and touch, when you get your physical body, when you come on the planet Earth, everything gets transferred. And so anything can happen. So in the clinical hypnotherapy, during the therapy, we focus on the current life issues. We focus on the past life issues and also the external energies. By this time, we all are aware that our body has aura, the energy body. How do we connect right now? We are connecting because I have a device, you have a device, I have given you some number, and there is some system called Zoom application, and you have dial in that pin and the code, and that code has connected all of us. Do we are present? We are just connected through the Wi-Fi, right? So what has happened? The vibrational, the frequencies has matched. The numbers is just a number which has matched the frequencies. So we all are connected because of certain frequencies. Exactly, two people can have similar frequencies. And when we are in touch with each other, not physically, I'm going to talk about physical as well. But suppose I am angry and the other person is also angry. Anger has a particular frequency. Every emotion has a frequency. So when I'm vibrating with the anger emotion with certain frequency, and another XYZ person is also vibrating with the same frequency, the chances are very high that now you both are attracted each other's energy. One of the primary attraction of the vibrations, or rather the energy which we have, is our mother's energy, because we are residing in her physical body for the 9 months. So whatever a mother has undergone during the pregnancy, everything, her emotions are now with us. And at that time also we conclude a lot, okay? Even at that time, because our mind is continuously operating. If in the labor room, if the mother is waiting for her husband and her husband has not reached, that waiting also hits the child. So the external energy is also there in our space. So in the clinical hypnotherapy, we focus on the current life's issue, past life issues, and is there any external energies which is contributing towards the core issue. We, in the hypnotherapy, people ask me how many sessions I will need, and I say, I don't know. I don't know how many sessions, because, yeah, minimum 6 to 7, because I don't know what is there, because millions of experiences and millions of emotion from the fourth day of the fourth month since you are in the mother's womb of this life. And when we access the subconscious mind, it means you are accessing your something which you are not knowing consciously. So typically, what we do, the first session is always on the aura cleansing, clear the energy body. Anything which is contributing to the issue for which the client has come, is it the contribution by the person himself, or is it a contribution because of the external energies, the energies of the boss, the energy of the father, mother, uncle, aunt, anyone? We don't know. So the first session, so there is a process, there is a structure for doing this therapy. Then we try and figure out, is there any void? We all have emptiness. Is there an emptiness? And from where this emptiness has originated? Do we have any passive aggressive self sabotaging behavior? Because sometimes what happens is, though we are doing the therapy, I gave the affirmation, the person is saying, no, I can't do it. Main bhool gaya. I'm not able to remember only. And then it is an indication there is a self sabotaging behavior. From where this self sabotaging behavior has originated. So then we start working that. Where the beliefs have formed, how and what has contributed this to this issue. There are certain techniques like organ regeneration we work on the for the physical body issues, and it beautifully works. There are certain issues like fear. Fear is only one session and the fear is gone if it is associated with the current life. If the association is with the previous life, then we might take couple of sessions. Extensive inner child work. Inner child means from where, since the childhood, the situations have converted into the conclusions that I'm not good enough. Then, if a person continues and work on a more deeper level, then we start talking with the higher self. Everyone has a Paramatma. We are Atma, then there is a Paramatma. So there are techniques to talk with your higher self. Then there is a past life regression. If the after this, if still the issue is remaining, then we go deeper. But at the same time, if the person is ready, probably in the energy body aura cleansing itself, the past life may come. Then deeper work, are there any curses, vows, oaths? Is there any these issues are coming from the ancestor? Have you planned life like this? So then there is a life between lives. These are the deeper techniques, and that works really at a soul level, because then we go little beyond. And so with this, there are a lot of cases which I have resolved, which I am just sharing with you in the last 5 years. Insomnia, 15 years, a lady was on the pills, 6 sessions, pills have stopped. She is able to sleep very peacefully. Childhood trauma, anxiety issue, overthinking issue, IBS. Second, I'm not able to see. Okay, anger, brain tumor. This is a classic case where there were 4 tumors and 3 disappeared, 1 remained, but the size stopped increasing. Of course, for the physical diseases, medicine is not stopped. We don't ask clients to stop the medicine. It is very important to continue your both. What happens is, along with the medicines, when we start doing the work on the mind, the physical body and the mind, and then the result becomes very, very different results. And of course, it is all on the willingness of the client. Morning sickness, injured shoulder, feeling stuck, exam fear, nephrotic syndrome, stage fear, allergy of perfume, self-confidence, concentration issues, heavy bleeding issues, and many more. I have highlighted 2 in the purple color specifically because these are the 2 clients who decided to do a deeper work. They worked with me for the 4 months and their life shifted 360 degree. 360 degree the life shifted because they were able to figure out what is their purpose of the life, what is their higher plan, and uh, the life is on a very different direction now. So clinical hypnotherapy is for the enhancement of the life. It is very safe, very secure. It only works for and with willingness. What are the areas where we can work on? Emotional, physical, and at soul level. So many areas. And since the mind is a software for a brain, which is hardware, the physical body, when both starts interacting with each other, life becomes very, very smooth, easy, beautiful. And you yourself feel, I'm a new person. The key to the success of any issue resolution, be it in a clinical hypnotherapy, Reiki, pranic healing, take any modality. What is important is the consistency, commitment, and trust in the process. So, this is what I wanted to share with all of you. And just a quote from Milton Erickson. Erickson's hypnosis is very famous. Allow yourself to see what you don't allow yourself to see. So this is how a very brief about clinical hypnotherapy, and I'm very happy to answer the questions, queries to the best of my capacity and information.